find your passion, find your peoples, how do you speak to them, and how can you actually help someone.
Welcome back. This is Stacy. I'm here with Jackie, who's going to tell us another fantastic way to make some money on her new business idea. Hi, Jackie. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you taking the time.
Stacy, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I am so excited to have you. So I actually want to just kind of get started and find out exactly what you're doing. Tell us about your new business, how you got started, and most importantly, what inspired you to do this business. Like so many businesses, they start with something personal, and I know that it did for you. So tell me about your business.
So I just launched my own weight loss program. It is called Weight Loss for Go-Getters. It is a program specifically made for people who are busy AF. They love to go out, they love to cook, they want to lose weight, but they just don't know how. It is a 12-week program. It is specifically meant to be really easy, really healthy, really delicious. It teaches you how to save money, and the best part, you get to lose weight as well.
So what made you decide to start a weight loss program?
So it is in fact a very personal story. I'm born and raised in San Francisco. I am a first generation American. My entire family is from Ukraine, which really means that our entire center of our universe is food. So grew up loving cooking, loving going out to eat, which turned into me becoming a food blogger, kind of by accident. It came from a place of everyone would always ask me what to eat, what to order, when and where. So I just said, I'm gonna create an Instagram. Please don't talk to me after that. Just go there to have all of your answers for you. So it kind of blew up right before I moved to New York. And when I got to New York, the craziest thing happened. I had brands reach out to me. I had restaurants reach out to me. At first, it was just all for free. It was something that I did for fun. And then out of nowhere, it turned into a business, which meant I had paid sponsorships with different brands. I had the top restaurants of New York reach out to me and they said, we love you. We love the content you produce. So it turned into a business overnight. And while that sounds really beautiful and amazing, the glitz and glam was there. So while the glitz and glam was there, everything in my life kind of spiraled, which started from I gained a ton of weight. And I'll never forget, if you know anything about August in New York, it is disgusting outside because of the humidity. So I was completely covered in all black, kind of like I am now, but in the middle of summer. Because I felt so uncomfortable in my own skin. So I said, I'm turning it off, whatever I need to do, I'm gonna lose weight and I'm gonna figure it out. So what happened is I deactivated the account, I lost 30 pounds in 3 months. A year later, I lost an additional 10. And at this point, that was 3.5 years ago. So over time, while my branding changed, my audience changed, and it turned into, Jackie, how can I work with you? So a light bulb went off and I said, I need to go back to school. I need to figure out the science behind of what just happened in my body and actually how can I help people with this? So it turned from food blogging to a holistic nutritionist within a couple of years. And that's how my program came to be.
So when you were food blogging and sounds like you were gaining weight and having a lot of fun because you were in New York, what kind of work were you doing at that time?
So I was in sales. I did sales for 8 years. It was my first job out of college. I worked at Yelp for 5 years. I got really lucky. I think they also got really lucky. I got promoted 8 times within 3.5 years. So I've always been an enterprise sales rep and I loved it. It was so much fun.
And then you realize this is what I want to do for my career.
Yeah, so I would say there are different things that happen throughout life that you may not understand completely until later. So I've always loved to help people. My grandma was a pediatrician and needles do not work for me, blood do not work for me, so I was not gonna be a doctor. But I think that's how I kind of gravitated towards sales, is at the end of the day, if I can help people buy whatever I'm selling and it really does help solve a ton of their issues, that's where my passion came in. Then I was a food blogger. Then all of these things kind of work together between photography, writing, reaching people, helping people, food, making sure things are delicious. So while it didn't make sense at the time, while sales was a thing, while food blogging was a thing, photography, writing, it all kind of morphed into where I am today.
Yeah. So I'm sure at this point, a lot of people are wondering, okay, you lost 30 pounds really fast. Basically, how did you do it?
Yeah, so I did a lot of research. That was number one. At the beginning, it was trial and error until I found a groove. And what I've learned to be the most sustainable way to lose weight, not only in a shorter amount of time, but actually how to continue maintaining that weight loss and lose later if you want to, is a low net carb diet. So what the difference is between low carb and low net carb is low net carb means you're subtracting fiber from the actual carbs. So I'm not only eating low net carb, I'm also eating a ton of fiber as well.
Now, to me, that sounds a little bit complicated. And on your new business, are you going to make this really complicated where people be a mathematician, or how is it going to work for somebody that's going to want to learn how to do this?
Yeah, so it's not complicated at all. The only math you're doing is from two lines on an actual nutrition label. And I'm really glad you brought that up. I would say something in our generation or our world that they just do not teach us in school at all is really basic things, like how to read a nutrition label, what's a serving size, how do you actually look at a portion, how can you use your body and your hands to actually decipher what's the right portion for me. So it's all going to be really easy. And for you to know, and everyone who's watching, the way that you calculate net carbs is, let's say something is 20 grams of carbs and 15 grams of fiber. The only thing you need to do is 20 minus 15. So that's 5 grams net carbs.
That actually sounds really simple.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Because I've seen programs that they make it very, very complicated. So it sounds like the crux of your program is, number one, it works, and number two, it's pretty simple.
Not only that, I think one of the things that's constantly missing in any kind of program when you're looking to lose weight is you want to feel full and you want to actually enjoy the food that you're eating. So because I was a food blogger, because I've literally been obsessed with food since the day I was born, everything that you're eating is delicious, it's healthy, and it's done in a really quick amount of time as well.
Okay, so you're not going to lose weight eating air and cardboard with your plan?
That is not my program.
Okay, great. All right. So, what else led up to the program, unless you've kind of already gotten there?
I would say it was just a really gradual process of me changing not only my branding, but me changing my lifestyle and kind of how I have a relationship with food. Something else that I didn't really touch upon, but because I was out all the time in New York, that meant I was spending a ton of money. So I had a very real reality check with myself when I started getting really into my expenses, and I was like, why am I not saving any money at all? So I did some quick calculations. I looked at what I was spending where, and I realized a lot of my money was being spent going out to restaurants, was going out and spending money on alcohol. At the same time, a lot of stuff was being given to me for free, and then I was getting paid, but I was still going out all the time. I was spending money at grocery stores, not realizing what the hell do I even get when I'm here. So I got really serious and I started meal planning, doing everything ahead of time, working backwards. So that was something that I realized, another light bulb moment, was if I can actually stick to something, I can figure out what I need to do beforehand, I can save a ton of money. Just to give you some real insight as to what that meant, I was spending $500 a week out on food and alcohol.
Ouch.
That's a lot of money. I've gotten it down to a science where it's under $100 a week. Just some quick calculation for you, that's over $20,000 a year in savings.
So what are you blowing that $20,000 on now?
I like to travel, but also I'm saving a lot of it as well.
Okay, so you are saving.
Yes, I need to fund the business somehow.
Okay, let's just talk about your education real quick. What type of education did you get once you decided this is what I want to do?
Yeah, so that's actually a pretty crazy story as to how I found the program in the first place. So I'm not only first generation Ukrainian, I am also Jewish as well. So when I was in San Francisco, living at home, I was on this board for the Jewish Family and Children's Services. And we had a really big, bougie, fancy party. It's called the Emigre Gala. So the Jewish Family and Children's Services Emigre Gala, which is specifically helped to raise money to help with emigre communities in Ukraine and Russia, specifically for the Jewish community there. So the two main co-chairs, one of them is named Anita Friedman, the other one is named Gail. really crazy story. Gail's first client to help get over into the United States and what the process looked like to make sure it was easy and smooth was my dad and his side of the family. So that was all the way back in the 70s. So fast forward to today, that cause is very near and dear to my heart. And I was already living in New York. I had Anita Friedman come up to me at the gala because you better believe I flew all the way from New York to San Francisco for this party because it is literally that good. And she asked me, how's it going? What's going on with the Jewish community? Have you found your niche there yet? And I said, actually, no, I haven't. She said, I'm gonna introduce you to this guy. You're gonna go to lunch with him. He's gonna tell you anything and everything you need to know about the Jewish community. He just knows everyone.
So that's a good person to know.
Great person to know. And that story in and of itself was also pretty wild. We went to lunch, was supposed to be a 30-minute thing, turned into a 3-hour meeting. And at the very end, very intense man, he goes, what do you wanna do? And I was like, that is a very intense question. In terms of what I said, what do you wanna do with your life? I said, I wanna help people when it comes to food. I said, I'm gonna introduce you to 3 people who are wildly successful in the field. You're gonna talk to them and you're gonna figure it out from there because I want you to go to school. I want you to get whatever proper education you need. And it kind of turned into a snowball effect of I talked to those 3 people. Those 3 people wanted to introduce me to other people. Ended up interviewing 15 to 20 people. And this one program continuously came up. And it's called the Nutritional Therapy Association. So my title is a functional nutritional therapy practitioner. Try saying that 10 times fast.
I'm not going to try one, but okay.
Yes, but you can it's a holistic nutritionist. So I went to school for 40 hours a week while working 60 hours a week. People ask
one
me,
person, right?
I'm one person.
Oh, okay,
people ask me how on earth I did that. And honestly, the passion was greater than the pain. If I wanted something that intensely, I just figured it out. I wasn't sleeping much. I had to put my Instagram aside for a second. You readjust, and I'm really glad I did it. I don't think I could do it again.
Okay, so just real quick before we go on.
Yeah.
You're working full-time, 40 hours a week, and you're going to school full-time.
Yeah.
And it's because you want something. So I don't know about you, but I don't think there's any excuse for anybody that wants something. You're gonna find a way. Because if you can find a way in that situation, anyone. So anyone thinking of starting a business or that wants to do something that's working and think they have an excuse, what do you want to tell them?
I would say the biggest piece of advice I could give you is learn how to time manage. I did time blocking, which literally saved me. And all that means pull up a Google Calendar and put in chunks what's important to you. For me, I started doing different colors for different tasks and doing it ahead of time, very similarly to how I did meal planning. If you can work backwards and see really how much time do I need to dedicate to studying, for me, what I also learned about myself is I can't do it every single day. I'm much better when I have a larger amount of time for more time chunks. So instead of doing an hour a day, I did 3 hours, 3 days a week. So I figured out time managing, really figured out who was important to me, maybe who wasn't, what was important to me, what wasn't. At the time, I had to say goodbye to my Instagram, and it was at such an incredible place. I had such a great level of engagement. And honestly, I said, short term, we're just gonna deactivate it. And it allowed me additional time to really get it together for school. So that's why I did it. Time management is a game changer, truly.
So that shows your passion, your time blocking. You're enjoying your Instagram, you got a lot of followers, you cut that out. I'm guessing there was no Netflix binging in that time blocking?
No, but there is a lot of Netflix binging now.
Okay. Well, you're focused, you've got to do something and you make that your number one priority.
You have to.
So I love that point, that you just don't have an excuse.
Yeah.
How was the school?
It was really hard, but I had really great students alongside with me. That was such an incredible support system. And also I had really incredible professors. I would say naturally, I'm not a science person. I'm a numbers person and I'm a writing, reading kind of person. So what took a normal person, let's say, an hour, took me 2.5 hours. It was really hard. Also, I have a younger brother who's in medical school. Shout out to Elliot.
Hey, Elliot.
Hey. But he really helped me when there were certain things that just did not make sense. He broke it down in such an easy, digestible manner. No pun intended. And
see what you did there.
And I had the most incredible support system. I do not know how many times I broke down crying on the phone to my mom, and she's like, "You got this. Just work backwards like you always do. If there's anyone who can do it, it's you." So I would say I had incredible support when I needed help understanding something, either through like my classmates or my professors or my brother. I had that there, and I had time allocated to school.
Yeah, and it sounds like, I could be wrong, but it sounds like you really kept the people in your life that were helping you get to your goals, whether it's your brother, your mom, maybe close friends, and I'm sure you had to let other people go, at least temporarily, while you were focused on school.
Yeah, when you don't have a lot of time, you cut out all of the extra fluff. So that's what I did.
Yeah, and what did you get out of the school, just in your business and what you learned?
I mean, I got so much out of it. I think stuff that I knew was happening behind the scenes, I didn't like fully grasp or understand. I knew that there were certain nutritional facts that were happening with different foods. I got like the science behind it.
Okay, and it was important. It's not just a piece of paper. It actually helps you for your business and understanding it.
It helps me understand first and foremost that every single person is different, but it also made me really understand that people don't know really basic nutrition. So if I could learn, take in, format it in a way that's really easy to understand and spread that, like I'm doing good to the world. I'm helping people have a better relationship with food, how to actually make the right choices, which leads to living your best life.
Great. Okay, so tell me about your program, how it works, how people can benefit, how hard it is for them. Everybody's busy. Everybody wants it simple. They want to just make me skinny.
Yeah.
Make it easy.
Make me feel good and look good. Right?
Tell me how it is for them. Tell me how it is for you, and how your program works.
So it is a 12-week on-demand course. What that means is everything is accessible to you. You log in. Week 1, you'll have access to week 1 videos. Week 2, you'll have access to week 1 and week 2. I think what makes this a little different is they're cut into small pieces. What that means is every single subject, it's not a lecture hall, right? You're taking something that's a little bit more complex, breaking it down to something that you can actually take in and learn. And if you're busy, which a lot of us are, you can just leave off there. So you have all of these videos accessible to you. Once a week, there's going to be a coaching call, and then once a week, there's also going to be an optional meal prepping call. And you'll also have a Slack group going as well, so if any questions are popping up in real time, those will all be answered by me. So this is something that I'm now doing full time, which means my entire attention is not only on the program, my attention is on you, the people who are in the program, who are doing it. And because I've gone through a lifetime's worth of weight loss, trust me, I get it. So I'm there not only to hold you accountable, but to be your support system as well.
So one thing I love about this, it sounds like something that you're passionate about. You've been through it. I know that some people that are into fitness and weight loss, they're all ripped and they look perfect, and they were an athlete in high school, and they have no idea what it's like for a regular person to have to lose weight. You're a foodie, you enjoy food, you're not telling people to eat air.
Yeah.
So that's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. And another benefit of this as well, I'll be providing all of the shopping lists, all of the meal plans, everything it'll be anywhere from under $100 to $150 a week. So it's truly meant to teach you how to look good, how to feel good, and you get to save money while you're doing it as well.
Well, and it sounds like if somebody's eating out all the time, they're gonna save more than the cost of the program, plus improve their health.
Yes, I'm literally waiting for the testimonial that's gonna say this is the program that made me lose weight and taught me how to save money as well.
That's a perfect combination for this channel, because this is a finance channel.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so what kind of advice do you have to somebody that, I kind of want to start a business, I have a regular job, I feel like I don't have the time, I have an idea, what do you want to say to them to encourage someone to kind of go for it?
I would say first and foremost, figure out where your passion is and how that relates to your business. To me, this is something that, again, like throughout the course of my life, it kind of led that way, but it wasn't something that I knew from the get-go, like, this is what I'm gonna do. So first and foremost, you have to be passionate about it. I think that advice, like, find your passion and you won't work a day in your life, there's some truth to that, but first and foremost, what you're doing can't be for the money. It has to be something that ignites a fire in your soul. So number one, find that passion. For me, it happens to be food. There are other aspects of it as well, like writing and photography and really just helping people. So to me, it comes from a place of I get to help people and I get to combine my passion of food. That's number one. Number two, I would say find your niche. What that means is who do you serve and what specific product are you helping them with? So for me, my niche is me. My niche is someone who's a young professional. They don't have all the time in the world. They're on the go. They love to travel. They love to go out. They really just want to lose weight. So that also means I'm not working with people who are on the younger side or on the older side. These are young professionals. So that cuts my age range into a very specific group of people. That's going to be millennials. Next, I'm talking to people who don't have all the time in the world. So how can I actually speak to that group of individuals? And then the third part is going to be, how do you make it sustainable? For me, it happens to be food. But if you're starting something, how is this going to help someone not only in the now, but after, in this case, it happens to be 12 weeks. How do you help someone after the fact as well? So it's a product that not only they need now, but they need in the future as well. So I would say, find your passion, find your peoples, how do you speak to them, and how can you actually help someone? To me, I think that helping is really the driving force of how I said, I'm going for it because I can.
I love that. And one thing that I especially love about that is that you say to find your niche. So many people want to start a business and they're all over the board. They want to be everything to everyone. And if you just zone in on what your target audience is or who you're going to help, you can always grow and expand from there. Mm-hmm. But you're going to be able to put all of your time and all your energy into the busy millennial, it sounds like.
It's the millennials, exactly. The busy AF millennials. Those are my peoples. Yeah.
Nice. You got to be with your peeps.
Those are my peeps.
Okay.
Listen, I get it because that was me. I created this program for the 21-year-old Jackie. When she graduated college, she started her first corporate job, and I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like how I looked. And I remember this was a healthy day for me. I would skip breakfast. I would go get a salad for lunch and douse it with sauce and not have anything of substance in there. I'd go to happy hour with my friends and say, I can eat whatever the hell I want now because I didn't have breakfast. I had a healthy lunch. I would have like 3 or 4 super sugary drinks, buffalo wings, pizza, burgers, fries, and then what do you know? I ended up gaining a ton of weight then. I was like, what is happening? I'm being healthy. So to me, I had to go dig into like, what can I do for that person? So my niche is really a younger version of me. And I know so many people are dealing with that issue. So if you can find a very specific target audience of people of who you can help, speak to that person and speak to that person only.
Yeah, I love this. Now this is the beginning of your business. It's just launching. So I think it's going to be interesting to watch this video in the future and see where it takes you. I know you're just destined for big things, both in helping people and in yourself. I do follow you on Instagram. Sometimes I can't see the food because I'm drooling so much over it. It just ruins my phone. I love food just like you. I've also struggled with weight my whole life, but I really do like delicious food. We are at your home, and I was wondering if you maybe would cook something for us.
Yes, you got it, of course. I'm also a Ukrainian Jew. I can't have you in my home and not feed you, so I would love to feed you.
Yeah, I will be back daily with an update. You're speaking my language, food.
Yes.
What are you going to cook for us today?
I'm going to make cauliflower thin pizzas. They're really easy and they taste really good. Let me show you how to make it.
It's delicious. And we're going to be linking your Instagram and all of your socials underneath.
Yes.
Okay, so before we start cooking, anything else you want to say?
I will just say if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm Jackie's Food Affair. And then if you want to learn more about the program, you can go to weightlossforgogetters.com. All of the information's on there.
Put all the links in the description.
Yeah.
All right, this is amazing. I'm going to be able to try this food after you cook it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go do some cooking.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Okay, so we're now in Jackie's kitchen. I'm so excited. What are we making?
We are making cauliflower thin pizzas. You literally need just a few ingredients, which you probably actually already have in your kitchen. So these are the holy grail. These are cauliflower thins from Trader Joe's. You need any kind of tomato sauce. I love the Rayo's tomato sauce. It's literally incredible, the marinara. So I love this because the ingredients are incredible. It tastes like magic. You'll try it. And it's a great option for lower net carb tomato sauce. So that's ingredient number 2. Avocado oil spray. I love avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point. And then all you're gonna need is shredded cheese. I love this one from Trader Joe's. And what do you know, my spices are from Trader Joe's as well. If you can't tell, I'm obsessed with Trader Joe's. All you're gonna need is oregano and garlic. So, you ready to make it?
Let's make it.
All right, so first
Let's get cooking.
I see what you did there. First things first, we're gonna go ahead and spray our oil down on some paper. What is this called? Aluminum foil? On aluminum foil. We're gonna go ahead and set our oven to 375, and I'm gonna have you help me. We're just gonna put our cauliflower thins out. Here's for you, here's for me. All right, let's look at these babies.
Oh, those smell so good.
Look how golden and beautiful they are.
Right.
Let's see what you think.
Okay. Oh, those are so good.
Yeah.
It's pizza.
How easy is it to make?
Guilt-free pizza.
Mm-hmm.
It was
How good is
simple. It is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Enjoy.
I'll see you guys later.
Guilt-free. That was great.